Records are continuing to tumble across southeastern Australia. We've had an extreme heat wave gripping many states and territories, including South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales and the ACT. Thankfully, that cool change is in sight, though. In fact, it's already making its way across parts of South Australia and Victoria, and it will be crossing most of New South Wales Friday into Saturday, dropping those temperatures drastically. But when will we see this heat returning? Well, it's going to be returning sooner than many people want. It's coming straight back in next week. We've got a lot of heat still to come across southeastern Australia during this summertime. So this is where the heat is across Thursday. You can see into Friday. It's going to focus in and across New South Wales in particular. That cool change sweeping across Victoria and much of South Australia as well. Notice those southerly winds. But in New South Wales, we've got northwesterlies, and they're going to be a little bit stronger than they have been in previous days, and that's going to increase the fire danger across New South Wales and the ACT in particular, with total fire bans in place across most of the state. Into Saturday, the cool change will affect most of New South Wales, while the southern half and right along the New South Wales coastline will push into Sydney during the morning, dropping temperatures, and it'll be a much cooler day in the ACT as well, with the extreme side of that heat wave coming to an end during Saturday. Now, there'll still be heatwave conditions in the northwest of New South Wales, as the cool change won't be reaching places like Burke or Cobar, and same with the far south of Queensland with that heatwave lingering on, whilst in the west of the country, the heat will only just be peaking on that day on Sunday. So on the west coast, heat will really build over the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, we may even see temperatures above 40 degrees on the west coast until we see the cool change dropping temperatures during Monday for the coast. Notice those southwesterly winds becoming a bit stronger, and then into Tuesday we'll see that heat starting to flow right down into southeastern Australia. Now, with this coming through, there's a lot of model uncertainty around the timing and exactly where that heat is going to be day by day. But the one thing we do know is that the heat does look very intense across southeastern Australia. Maybe it's Wednesday, maybe it's Thursday, maybe it's Friday. However, when it does come through, the main feature around this is that the heat will move through quicker, and there's going to be stronger winds. So notice these winds across southeastern Australia are much stronger than what we've been seeing during the heat wave thus far, and therefore we're going to see plenty of areas with severe fire danger, even a few with extreme, and potentially some with catastrophic.
Our capital cities have certainly been feeling the heat over the last couple of days, and it's going to continue tomorrow in Canberra. Canberra is set to record its first 4-day spell above 40 degrees on record. 40 degrees is the forecast top for you in Canberra on Friday. Bit of a cool change moving in Saturday and Sunday, though, with temperatures around 33 degrees expected. Then on Monday, heating up back again to 34 degrees. Looking to be a mostly dry week ahead. There is the chance of a storm throughout the afternoon on Friday. Now, we're likely to see a cooler change moving through Melbourne on Friday afternoon, bringing a little bit of relief from that heat. 28 degrees the forecast on Friday, with the chance of a shower or two. 22 degrees, dry conditions on Saturday, but we will see that temperature climbing back up once again next week. 33 degrees the forecast on Wednesday. For Hobart, we're likely to see a shower or two throughout the day. 26 degrees the forecast maximum, slightly cooler on Saturday, staying dry Saturday right through Tuesday, with sunny skies expected throughout the weekend, and to start off the working week, and that temperature climbing up to 29 degrees on Tuesday. Now, in South Australia, for Adelaide, you're likely to see a milder day than what you have been seeing on Friday, with those heatwave conditions. 28 degrees the forecast maximum, with the chance of a shower or two, but that should be clearing throughout the afternoon and the evening. Now, don't get too used to those milder temperatures, though. We do have the heat returning. 38 degrees the forecast on Tuesday, then up to 39 degrees on Wednesday. For the west coast, it is heating up for you as well. It is going to be a scorcher of a weekend ahead. 39 on Saturday, 40 degrees the forecast on Sunday, so the heat is heading your way in the west. We've got showers and storms on the forecast across every day for you in Darwin over the next week. For Brisbane, we've got a dry but partly cloudy week ahead. Temperatures remaining around the low to mid-30s right throughout the rest of the week. In Sydney, expecting the peak of the heat wave on Friday. heating up to 33 degrees, 45 out in the west for you in Penrith, but we will see a cooler day on Saturday with winds increasing at a top of 29 degrees. Those temperatures heating right back up again, 34 the forecast on Thursday.
The climate is warming, particularly in the oceans at the moment, and therefore we're seeing some fairly significant impacts in Antarctica.
A pair of dire new reports show that right now the world has both the warmest oceans and the greatest loss of Antarctic ice ever measured. The 2018 record for ocean temperature breaking the one set just the year before, continuing a dramatic and dangerous pattern of warming water temperatures, according to international scientists. Also, University of California at Irvine researchers say Antarctica is now losing 252 billion tons of ice per year, a huge jump from about 40 years ago when it lost 40 billion tons a year. Most of the increase occurring in just the last 20 years.
This is just the beginning. We know that the system will eventually lose more and more ice with time, so this is sort of a wake-up call.
Scientist Eric Rigneau helped author the report and says the most significant discovery is where the ice is melting. Ice loss has been well documented in West Antarctica, but now the East, once thought to be less vulnerable to climate change, is melting too.
Imagine a big balloon of water above your house, and you find a couple of leaks, and some years later you realize there's not just a couple of leaks, there are leaks almost everywhere. And at some point that balloon is going to fall apart.
The result could be catastrophic. Antarctica holds the majority of the world's fresh water. If melted, the average sea level would rise more than 180 feet, enough to drown the Brooklyn Bridge. To help stave off more melt, Rigneau says we must take significant steps to reduce our carbon footprint
and do it as soon as possible to alleviate the worst case scenario. It can still be done.
We've seen some heavy rainfall recently across parts of California, but the good news is that that should be clearing up and we'll see some sunny skies returning. We'll get to that forecast in just a moment, but firstly we'll start off in New Zealand, where we're likely to see a few showers for both the North and the South Island of New Zealand. Christchurch likely to see a shower or two with a maximum temperature of 23 degrees. Across to Asia now, we're expecting to see showers for Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, heading for a top of 29 degrees. Across to Europe, it will be a very chilly start to the day if you are in London, with -1 degree and warming up to a maximum temperature of just 6 degrees. Dry and sunny in Paris with a maximum of 4 degrees. Across to Africa now, and we have been seeing very heavy rainfall with flooding across Mozambique. We're likely to see those conditions continuing. Also, a bit of heavy rainfall expected for Cape Town with a top of 22 degrees. For South America, we're likely to see some showers in La Paz and a top of 14, staying dry in Santiago with a maximum of 32 degrees. And finally, across to North America, we have been seeing heavy rainfall across parts of California, but the good news is we're expecting sunny skies on Friday in Los Angeles with a top of 18 degrees and 14 the forecast in San Francisco.